If you've ever wondered how to get from here to here, it's a long story. But if you want it bad enough, it's worth it. This is the long story of how my friends and I went from the backyard to running professional wrestling shows. This is Backyard Wrestling Cinema. Hello and welcome back to Backyard Wrestling Cinema, episode number 3. In our last episode, we sort of covered the intergender aspect of our backyard wrestling company, and we went from NEW, Northeast Wrestling, to HWF. Now, HWF was a name we changed to, and a lot of the guys thought it stood for Hardcore Wrestling Federation, but in my mind and the way I remember it, it was literally just initials, and I didn't have any designation for what the H, the W, or the F meant. Obviously, the WF probably was Wrestling Federation, but the H, I really don't remember having anything designated for that.
So they like each other right now?
Yeah.
Why are you recording this?
Can we transfer? You can put it over the...
As we got into the summer of 2000, Little Ricky, one of the founding members, had actually broken his wrist in a skateboarding accident, true to the early 2000s and late 90s. So he wasn't able to really wrestle, except he did. He did pretty often and would still do like moonsaults and backflips and stuff like that. Probably not the smartest thing for anybody. If there's any kids out there watching that, you don't want to be doing that stuff, but we did.
Stop!
Unfortunately, it was around this time he started to sort of lose interest in the wrestling aspect, and we tried to keep his interest and tried to give him a lot of storylines and stuff like that to keep him involved.
You can't fire me! I did it! Yes, you did! I, the luchador, I deserve a title shot! You're right. Get over here!
And even at one point, we brought in his younger brother just to try to get another person there. So unfortunately, losing Little Ricky and his brother wasn't really reliable. And then Slug also, another founding member, just was sort of losing interest. And you'll find that Slug, throughout the history of this series, is very inconsistent.
A very big thing on his forehead.
What are you doing? 5, 2, hit him!
But it was really left up to me and Kubi at that point, so we were taken to literally setting up the camera on a tripod and having a match. And that's pretty much all we could do. There was no commentary or anything. It was just us having a match. With Slug coming and going, it started to create a tension between Kubi and Slug. In order to instigate it, I decided at some point we kicked Slug out and he was not allowed to be back. And a month later, I was sitting around my house. Kubi wasn't around, and I told Slug, "Hey, come on over. My parents aren't home. Let's go film something in the backyard." So he came over and we filmed a segment where he beat me for the world title and became the world champion.
Welcome back. Welcome. There we go. Press it down. There it is.
1, 2, 3, ding, ding, ding!
So I brought the VHS tape over to Kubi and put it on and had him watch it, to which he was pissed because he knew that Slug was back. So there was actually a couple incidents where these two almost got into real-life fights over the years.
Oh, whacking on with Galgano. Rouse's treasured possession. That's enough. That's enough.
Too hardcore.
He's too hardcore.
It was during this time that our camera also broke. So for whatever reason, it wouldn't record locally, so I had to run wires through there through the house into the living room and record onto the VCR like we used to do with the Tyco video camera. But the problem was it didn't give a clean output off the camera, so you had all the lines and the details of all the camera information on the screen at all times.
There'd be consequences at repercussions.
Stop.
What?
It's doing the JVC auto demonstration.
Fixed it. Good, now I get to do it all over.
We ended up teaming up Kubi, who was portraying Tommy Thunder, and Slug, and they became a tag team known as the Slarmy, which stood for Slug Army. And it actually became one of the more fun things we did because they were sort of this odd couple that didn't really like each other, but kind of did sometimes. But then other times they were bickering and they were always trying to one-up each other, and it was just this weird, funny dynamic that really would only work for, being 15, 16 years old.
I know. You got nothing now.
My soda! That was my soda!
Thunder and Slug going in cahoots.
The summer of 2000 turned into the fall of 2000, which eventually led us to the winter. Wrestling on the ground was no picnic to begin with, but once you add in cold weather and a terribly, terribly hard ground like that, it started to get a little painful.
Well, you know something. Oh. Tommy Thunder just lays into Denver Street with that board. Punches him in the head. Oh, vicious right hand. But Tommy Thunder. Oh, I think he slapped him. Nice hip toss by Tommy Thunder. Nice moonsault by Denver Street. Oh! Slammed him through the little makeshift table. Nice suplex by Tommy Thunder. 1, 2. Oh, Denver Street kicks out.
It was also during this time that we lost Little Luchador. He ended up moving across town, and he would never make another appearance for HWF ever again.
Worm! Uh-oh. Oh, God. Oh, no. You're in for it now. Oh, God. Oh, there it is. Oh, M. Oosh. It's just all worm. Oosh. Win it twice. 1, 2, 3. Double hardcore champion. He has to be pinned twice now. Oh, poor jobber.
Without Little Luchador, we didn't really have a plan. We would just kind of bring in people to help us with camera work and just make the best out of the three of us.
Look, the HWF is growing impatient. That's nuts. Did you try the volume?
It was really getting hard to make the show work with just three people, so between the three of us, we kind of talked about it and decided.
And B number 3.
What?
Because what else do you have to sit on? Ralph throws the chair at us.
Maybe we need to find more people. And it just so happened there was another backyard wrestling company running in our neighborhood, and we had no idea at the time.
Somehow the challenger kicks out.
I think he had his Wheaties this morning, my friend.